watching this from the future, just wait a sec, I'm setting up the stream, just chill a bit, maybe hit the forward button a few times, then you'll get me actually doing stuff. So, just make money, like 2 cents. Go paste that link, and I think okay, yep, that works. Hello, Maxiflamingo. Today I am building a farm, I think. Or at least finishing it off. Just one moment, I need to get my camera count on. One moment. Hello, Sterling. I'm just waiting for my cam count to log on. I should see. Yep. There we go. I am building a sand farm. But the sand farm needs a little bit of a cap on top of it. So currently, we have these 4 sections. If you're wondering why they're so uneven, that's because of farm efficiency. But yeah, if I go down all the way here, then eventually we should get more sand if I turn it on. There. Yeah, I'm using husks for the sand. Hello, Canna. Yeah, it's a farm specifically designed to harvest as much sand as possible. Just the problem is, right now, there's no top part, so the farm only works in the night. When it becomes day, then it just stops. So, I'll be placing leaves on top of the farm to keep surface spawns. Oh yeah, and mob spawn on the rims of the farm. Oh, brother, not that guy. Okay. And we should see, yeah, in that time, about 40 sand was produced. So, as I was saying, this farm is optimized to produce sand. If I calculated it right, oh well. Hey, Bean. Didn't quite see you. Your icon is, I guess, color similar to Sterling's. This is your design? Yeah, this is my design. That... Okay, I can actually explain how this garbage works. So... Mob Farming 101. Mobs can spawn in scaffolding. So, a variety of mobs spawn in the scaffolding. If it tries spawning a spider, one of these trapdoors or the walls will stop the spider from spawning. And then, when it spawns, it gets pushed into one of these 2x2 holes. And you're probably thinking, man, all these trident killers are probably going to be a pain to set up. But, nope. There is a minecart path. Oh. So, I don't know quite how to show this without sending a mob through, but essentially, when a mob gets into this minecart, they get pushed here. This water stream pushes them into the next minecart, and they zip from, oh, hang on. Let me just get out of this insanity. One of those many 2x2 holes, they get transported to the Trident Killer. Wizardry, basically. So, the reason why this doesn't have multiple levels is husks only spawn as a surface spawn. And because they only spawn as a surface spawn, you can only have one layer. So that's why all of these are flat, because adding extra layers would just produce other mobs. But I don't want other mobs, I just want husks. Oh yeah, and the coral is here for the baby husks. Why do you need this much sand? You see, I don't need this much sand, but I kind of do. I don't know. You know that base? I think I already got most of the sand through other methods, but this should get the final bit, but I don't know. I just want to make a sand farm. It's a cool challenge. It's about the idea, not the item. Yeah, exactly like my water streams. I took inspiration from an expert redstoner that I know that was a part of Guild Rock, and yeah, I stole his idea for the water streams. To the one person in chat that knows, you'll find this funny. Everyone else, you'll just be clueless on what I'm talking about. You like overkill? I've seen minecart transport in a modified wither skeleton farm. It's interesting how the mobs can be transported that way. Yeah, I've also seen the wither skeleton farm design using minecarts, and that's where I first learned about it. But yeah, it's a cool thing that can be used in more than just wither skeleton farms. And I think this farm should produce 5 shulkers of sand an hour in optimal conditions. So 20 ticks per second with nobody on, I think it should produce 5 shulkers. I'm not 100% convinced that the leaf at this layer will produce the best spawn rates. Like, I know that you can put the leaves higher and then there's no chance of light leaking in, but I'm lazy, so I'm going to just do this. Should work from my testing. Also, leaves I think are one of the few blocks that stop light from passing through it, but also allow mobs to still be classified as a surface spawn, even if it spawns under a leaf. I think this has to do with, like, they wanted leaves to make shade, but they're also transparent blocks, so then surface spawns go through transparent blocks? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Okay, I'm almost done. One section of the farm. There are 4 sections, but I think this is the biggest one, so this is going to be around half the farm right here. Alright, I could definitely add music here. Hang on. I just thought of that. Hurry up. Load, please. Okay, you know what? While it's loading, I'm just gonna continue placing some leaves. There we go. I am planning on making a video about this husk farm, not because I want to share how to produce sand with everyone on the internet, but it only works on Guild Rock, so it's going to be more about the process of making a husk farm, because, you know, it's funny farming stuff that's useless. But in this case, farming husks is actually useful. I don't know. Also, placing blocks sometimes doesn't place all the blocks for some reason. Like that, because Bedrock Edition. It's a little bit on the annoying side, and, you know, personal request, I'd like it fixed, please. Okay, more leaves. I know I know I have some spruce leaves somewhere. Yep. There. Okay, anyway. There we go. Got some music playing. Loaded up the playlist in quotations. I guess, I don't know if any of you saw the title, but currently my house is, the heat doesn't work. So I am kind of dying of hypothermia as I play Minecraft, so that's always fun, and it's been like this for a couple weeks, so hopefully my house will get heating before the pipes burst from freezing. Always fun, yeah. Yep, it's great. It's a good thing that the house is apparently only 18 Celsius right now. It has gotten down to like 13, 14. For those of you who live in the US, that I think is like, I don't know, 50 degrees-ish? Maybe like 55. Now you can see the zombie. Oh wait, there's no minecart in that one. Oh. I was wanting to show you how the husks will get transport. Okay, all of them are there. Yeah, okay, it's kind of hard to see, but trust me, the husks go from one end to the other in like a second. You can use space heaters. Yeah, there's a space heater upstairs that is currently running. Not downstairs, where I am. One of the heaters that we have for downstairs makes a ton of noise when you run it, and the stream would probably pick it up. So that is probably not ideal. You know, I was expecting placing all these leaves to take longer than, I don't know, half an hour. But I'm thinking this job is going to be a very quick one. I don't really know what to do after this. I always thought space heaters sounded futuristic. I guess if you think of space as in outer space and not, I don't know, other space. Then it could sound a little futuristic. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to do after this. I kind of just hit the stream button, and this is the project I'm currently working on, so I'm going to get this thing done, and I don't know. I have a couple other projects that could use a little bit of work. You could tell me my storage room sucks because it's got a blue 2-block middle. Well, it does suck because it needs to be a 1-block center. I've told you this many times. But 2-block centers just, I don't know, they're hard to work with. So that's why they suck. I'm talking about how 2-block centers suck. Meanwhile, this farm kind of is half a 2-block center, half a 1-block center. Like, the farm itself is a 2-block center, where all the husks get produced and then get killed, and then the item collection system is all a 1-block center. So I guess, in some cases, 2-block centers are good, since this farm relies on precise chunk alignment. I guess, I don't know. The farms really only occupy specific chunks. So this section, that's 1 chunk, that's 3 chunks, that's 4 chunks, and that's 1 chunk. For 9 chunks in total. It depends on if you want a single or double door in front. Usually single door or open triple door without using doors. I have a build that's got a 2 door with a 1 block middle. Okay. That's weird. Why would you use a 2 block door? Unless if the 2 block door is to the side. Because then I can accept doing a 2 door with a 1 block center. Because sometimes in builds you'll have some sections that feel more like a 2 block center, and in those cases it might be good to have a 2 block door. Or you're just a psychopath and you put a 2 block door in a clearly 1 block door section. It's all player preference. Yeah, it's all player preference, just my preference is better than everyone else. I'm joking. I just want to emphasize that was a joke. Build what you want. Yeah. Yes. This is Minecraft. Build what you want. Hello, Monteser. I am currently building a roof to the husk farm that I have. And if you're wondering why a husk farm, on Guild Rock SMP, the server I'm playing on, husks drop sand. So because this is a husk farm, it's a sand farm. And I'm out of leaves. Nice. Okay, I'm hoping that once this roof is on, the farm should work. There might be a few places that I need to cover up with blocks, then no light gets in at all, but for the most part, I think this entire farm is done. I think observers and pistons are both transparent blocks, so then I need to cover those up to stop any light from getting into the farm and destroying the rates. Okay. That should be 2 of them all done. Okay. I'm wondering how much the rates are going to suffer because the farm is built on Guild Rock, and it's not on a single player world. I don't know how much other players affect mob spawn rates. There are 4 of us online. One of them, me and my camera. So really, there's only 2 others that could affect the rates of the farm. Okay. That should be the entire farm all done. So hopefully the farm works. Okay. All Trident Killers are activated. So, on Guild Rock SMP, XP teleports automatically. And you heard that. That means stuff is dying. And that's a good thing, because a lot of those are going to be husks. Oh yeah, that's good. Only concern on a server like this is players not mob-proofing their base. That could kill rates. Yeah, that might. Okay, that's nice. I'm not sure if this item filter is enough. Oh well, I think sometime later I might improve the item filter so then it picks up a lot more items. But for now, I think this should be good. And now the question is, what do I work on next? I have the Mario Kart track that I've been working on. I can work on that thing. I could start up a little bit of a... You could add a shulker loader. I could. Before I would add a shulker loader, I would probably add an auto crafter to the iron section. Like, okay. It's already almost a large chest. I installed this thing earlier today. Everything is lit up, and yeah, this place is actually looking quite cool now that I'm using only white blocks instead of the gray garbage that I was using earlier. Yep, I made a quad iron farm that I may have copied from some anonymous member of Guild Rock. And I may have copied the water stream details as well. Yep, 4 iron farms. The villagers were a little bit of a pain, but, you know, that's just villagers in general. Yeah, I wonder who I was taking inspiration from, especially with using a certain block of choice in the water streams. Yeah, it was Brooksy, yeah. As you know, Brooksy is like the most talented redstoner on the server, so everyone takes inspiration from his redstone builds. Yep, the blue ice. Hey, it's what a catwolf did. And knowing a catwolf, there's gotta be a good reason that he used blue ice, so I decided to copy that detail. Hello, Kita. Yeah. The blue ice, I think, is to make the ice about 5% slipperier. Thus, the amount of time that the items spend getting processed on the server is about 0.1 seconds less, which will help improve the performance of the server as a whole by 0.001%. Okay. I don't think I've had any sales since last time I checked up on the store. Okay. Still an improvement. Exactly. Was it worth the extra effort of getting all that blue ice? Any 0.001% counts. Meanwhile, I was tossing the items not into a fire, but just on the ground for them to despawn. Because I don't cause lag. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, there's a casino at 50 negative 52 15. Here on Guild Rock, now there is a gambling shop, and a suspicious netherrack pillar. I'm not gonna have two kinds of music playing. There. Welcome to the gambling shop, where you gamble money. Enter a diamond into this dropper, and hit the button, and you have a chance to earn back the diamond. You know, if it wasn't rigged. Hey, I won diamonds. There we go. And then we have high risk. You enter a diamond block in here. And I lost that diamond block. Oh well, I'll never see that thing again. Anyways, the gambling center continues along here. To this area where we still haven't cleaned up some stuff. But in here, there are iron nuggets. This is a lottery machine. And I don't know. I'm going to generate a random number from 1 to 1,000 to make my number random. Random number generator. 1 to 1,000. Okay. I got 348. 348, you rename the iron nugget. You open up the chest. 348, diamond block. Go in together. And 348, unfortunately, was not the number. If you guess the number correctly, then you get showered with, let's just say, a lot of stuff. Over a stack of diamond blocks worth of stuff if you win the lottery. So this is, if you want to go for a big gamble, this is the machine to do it with. The odds are 1 in 1,000. Yes. You see, this is for gamblers, and gamblers don't look at the odds, so don't do the math, please, okay? The gambling machines are not rigged at all, so that we win money. And if you're wondering, yes, I am one of the builders of those machines, so please spend your money on it because because we value your money. I never win anything. Once I won a free photo session for my baby, it was only her taking the photos that was free to get the pictures warrant. Okay, that's misleading advertisement right there. I guess I'd be kind of one of the... Because it was misleading, I probably would have just, I don't know, left. Because that feels like not good advertising. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to be continuing work on one of my builds. It's a Mario Kart track that I don't know how many of you will recognize. The sound of ghasts dying. What a beautiful sound. So, did you end up paying for it? Only 2 pictures? Okay. Yeah, that... Nowadays you have to be careful with how people advertise because a lot of the time what they say in commercials, they say one thing that's implying something else, but what they're implying isn't... Often what's implied isn't what actually happens. And then there's claims that I don't even know what they mean. Just one moment, I'm going to hide the screen as I turn on the pack. So, there's this one commercial I like to make fun of. Well, I actually like to make fun of a lot of commercials, but there's one toothpaste commercial that claims that you'll get 100% whiter teeth if you use this brand of toothpaste. What? Can someone please tell me what that means? What does it mean to have 100% whiter teeth? Am I the only one questioning this? Or are they just saying that because it sounds good? I don't know. 100% whiter teeth. What is that claim? Anyways, here's a little bit of a look at 100% compared to what? I don't know. 100% means 1 often. Full 1. If it means 100% times whiter teeth, that means 1 times whiter. That means that the toothpaste is doing nothing to whiten your teeth. I don't know, do they have a load bar? I'm not a, dentist. Well, not brightness, whiteness. Does it mean that your teeth will be 100% white or fully white? What that means is 100% of the light that goes to your teeth gets reflected back, which that's clearly not the case because I don't think anything does that. Glowing black light? I guess so. I love misleading advertising. Okay. Anyways, insert music here. Imagine watching a person bite into something with invisible teeth. There's a difference between perfectly white and invisible teeth. Invisible just means that the light goes through the teeth. White means that light reflects off the teeth in an unpredictable way. Wow, when I started my stream, I did not think I was going to get into science behind light and teeth. But, well, welcome here. Is there any string anywhere? Did I use up all of my string? Is this course longer than the other one? It's, I think it's similar, but it's a harder course. I think I need to get some string. The person who made that commercial wasn't too bright. Exactly. They need the toothpaste to make them 100% brighter. And then there's those other commercials that they just name some random word they think is some sort of medication, and that's all they say. And it's just like, what is this? And why is there like 50 different kinds of this? I've heard apparently it's because they can't say what it does because they're not legally allowed to say what it does. I don't know. There's some weird advertising stuff. And then there's the commercials that sound like, I don't know. They sound a little bit AI generated. I don't know if they are actually AI generated, but the voice sounds like it. And it's like, this new thing is taking Canada by storm. And then I like to talk back to commercials, and I kind of go, if it's taking Canada by storm, then why haven't I heard about it? So, for anyone wondering, I live in Canada, so that's why I mentioned Canada specifically. Like, if this is really such a revolutionary product that it's taking Canada by storm, then why is this the first time I've heard about it? I don't know, I just... Commercials are, a source of entertainment for me. Making fun of them, at least. What kind of storm? Rainstorm, thunderstorm, or brainstorm? Well, if I was caught in that brainstorm, I think, my brain would get completely destroyed by the gale force winds, or whatever they call them. I don't know. I guess the one that I remember the best of those kind of commercials is one that it calls itself a lighter, but to me it just looks like a blowtorch. Like a survivalist blowtorch, and it's like, this thing is taking Canada by storm. Get now, because then you'll be cool, or something. I don't know. Maybe this is why I shouldn't be in sales. Or marketing. Oh, is that lighter the source of the wildfires? Yeah, I think it is. That's why this year we've been having so much wildfire problems, or at least earlier in the year. Now it's fall. So, we haven't really had many problems right now, but I feel like this is probably the first year where the forest fires actually legitimately affected my family in some sort of way, other than, oh wow, this sky looks smoky. So, yeah. I guess if you're wondering, it's nothing too seriously. Like, I don't live in a forested section of Canada. Forest fires can't happen to me, but there are forests that were somewhat nearby that did catch fire. And my dad was working at a fishing lodge for part of that time. I'm not going to mention which one, but he was working at one of them. And he couldn't go when he wanted to because, well, forest fires and safety and stuff, because apparently sending someone into an area where there's a bunch of forest fires is not considered safe. That sucks. There was one week where the smoke came down to my area and infected our area. Took your allergies took me by a storm. Yeah, I guess my mom does have, like, asthma, so in some ways it is a little bit harder on her when there's a bunch of smoke in the air, but other than that, it's kind of just, wow, there's smoke in the air. But I guess for some people where they're in the forest fire, then it's definitely not just, oh wow, there's smoke in the air. Forest fires are scary? Yes, forest fires are scary if you're nearby them. Which, thankfully, I haven't been close enough to be actually, like, scared of a forest fire. But, you know, there's some people who do live in the forest, so forest fires would be a lot scarier for them. We don't ever have anything crazy like that happen here. We only have a few crazy people. Well, a lot of the forest fires, I think, are started by human causes, but forest fires are a natural thing, and if they don't happen, then there's a buildup of just dead plant stuff that, if that builds up too much, then there's chance for worse forest fires. So in a way, forest fires can be good as long as they're kept away from human settlements. Wow, I've barely made a dent in this amount of snow. Oh, yep. Welcome to Bedrock, okay. I guess, I don't know how I can quite show the scale of this build, but, so this is what I currently have. And there's that section that I've been working on. And then there's this. Oh, armor stand went out of range. But all of this area is going to be full, and it's going to connect to the Sherbet Land area as well. You know, essentially these snow pillar things, that kind of shows you the scale. I don't know why I did this project, but, well, I'm doing it. And if anyone on Guild Rock is just, I don't know, bored, then do I need more stuff for this? Gravel, I think, is basically the only thing. I have a sand farm now, so I don't need any sand donations. Or at least for now, only gravel. Okay. And, if anyone wants to help me build this, I know console players won't be able to use this program, and if you're on a low-end device, then your game would cry inside if you try loading this many things using holoprint. How much gravel? That's a good question. I don't entirely know. I would guess around 25 shulker boxes by now. $25 shulker boxes isn't that much. I'll see what EF has from our bartering farm. I love how we know we are on Guild Rock when we use shulkers and not stacks. Yeah. Like, what does it mean to refer to things in... Hang on, let me just math a little bit. Like, I don't know, 670 stacks. Like, that's... not many people have a reference for how much that actually is. But that's around 25 shulkers. And please don't ask me for the block count of this build. Oh wait. This block count only refers to the small section that I have. Since, if I were to put the entire build on one holoprint pack, then I think my game would immediately nope out of existence. So I have to divide I have to divide the thing up into small sections. And then the next level is stacks of shulkers. No, the next level is actually inventories of shulkers, because shulkers only stack to 1. Hey, can I have like 12 inventories of shulkers of sand, please? Thank you. You know, one thing I don't think I've really told chat much about is, like, why it feels like I'm doing that all the time. But essentially what I'm doing there is, down bridging, so then I can place a piece of deep slate underneath where a powdered concrete block should be. Oh yep, and that looks like the centerpiece to this build. I think that... How long do you reckon you've total on this? You've spent total on this build so far? That's an excellent question. I know I've probably spent like an hour or so, probably an hour or two, gathering diamonds to pay for resources. I've spent many more hours actually gathering resources. Building it? I have no clue. Alrighty. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like 10 hours of building. I don't know. Probably more. Probably more like 15, 20. Maybe 15, 20. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track, okay? Yeah, 10 is too low. I think it's closer to 20. I'm hoping by the end of this build, people might question whether they see this thing, and then they think that it's just a massive island that I built it over. But then they realize that, this entire thing has ocean underneath it. I think that'd be quite cool. That does mean I'll need to do some exterior stuff to make it look a little bit more refined. And guess what that means? More shulkers of materials. Yay! Anyways, if there's anyone with good PCs and they're just simply bored, you know, I could pay you to, like, build some stuff. Max is saying, yes. You want to get paid. Sterling's base started as 2 small islands, and then you use the ocean to expand it. Yeah, here, I just turned the ocean into an island. And thankfully, I could fit a few other courses around this area, so yeah. I think I might be a little bit mentally insane for trying to do this, but, you know, go big or go home. It isn't like Guild Rock's restarting anytime soon, so I should be fine. Max is definitely poor, so Max, if you help me build this, you will be rich. I'll just need to get, you know, the structure file / holoprint file / whatever I use for this file. And then, yeah. You want to be rich? Oh. If I assume that each block takes half a second to place, which I think is a fair assumption, then that means each section of 64 by 64 should take, I don't know how long. (64 times 64 divided by 6. Wait. It's a 64 by 64, and if I'm going by stacks, that means 64 stacks would be able to cover one layer. So that means, without any of the details, it probably takes about an hour and a half to do one section. I would say a full section probably takes closer to 3 hours. The section with whatever that garbage is, that'll probably be closer to maybe 4 hours. So, oh, looks like there's some guy who showed up. Oh hey, it's a blowing. Now, do I have any diamonds to pay for this gravel on me? Oh, you can... Cool. You want monies? I think the point is... okay. Welcome to Guild Rock, where people just hand shulkers of materials to you. Man, whoever's owning the gravel shop will be depressed by the sight of shulkers getting handed to customers. Remember that gravel I donated? Can I be paid? Yeah, of course you can be paid. Are you surprised that you're getting paid by me, or what? I'd say... How much would be fair for gravel? Chat, you decide how much Max pays me. Oh wait, that's a bad idea. Chat, you don't get to decide how much Max pays me. I think... chat says that Max, should pay a shulker of blocks. Yeah, I would pay a shulker of blocks for a shulker of gravel. Exactly. Sterling gets me. I wouldn't have actually given you stone blocks. I would have given you snow blocks from the community snow farm. I don't know if that's any better though. Okay, as I was mentioning earlier, you see there's no deep slate going on here. There's none of it underneath. I do this flick thing, and then there's a deep slate block. You have 3 double chests of stone shulkers? Only 3? I thought you'd have more. Also, what have you been digging to get 3 shulkers of stone? You have a stone shop? Okay, fair enough. But what have you been digging? I thought I had more gold for the bartering farm for gravel. I'll have to collect more this weekend. Okay. Is, are you sure your Megamind would be hidden? I think it'd be pretty findable as long as it's within the 4K area. Oh. Oh, I love concrete. Okay. I'll be going for like a minute. I'm just getting a little bit of water because talking to chat causes my throat to go dry because I'm not used to yapping this much. No, Max? I'm not getting fish miles away. Thank you very much. I'm gonna fish you miles away. Anyways, I'm just wrapping myself inside of a blanket because, as the title says, I am freezing. Okay. There we go. I'm ready. It's cold in Canada. Yeah, it's like 510 degrees Celsius, so it's a little chilly, and my house's heating does not work right now, so fun. Yeah, oof. It's a good thing that the house is at, I think thermostat said 18 degrees, but I think that's what is upstairs, and since I play Minecraft downstairs, then I think that it's closer to like 17 degrees. Oh boy, I got a notification. I wonder who that could be. I don't know who that was. Also, I've noticed InSky Guy has been online basically constantly since yesterday evening. Isn't he legend? Yeah? Keto, what question do you have? Now that it's Halloween soon and all, do you believe in ghosts? Like the ghosts that are in your wall right now? Because that's just me. Spoofy ghosts? Any ghosts in, like, in old houses and such? Well, if there'd be ghosts in old houses, then I think that my house would have a bunch of ghosts in it because it's fairly old, but no. Your house was made in 1790-ish and I ain't seen no ghosts? Exactly. Halcon? Your internet okay? Okay, let's see how much he'll leave and join. Wait. Exclamation, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And, Wait. I'm trying to... Oh, yep, there's a special character. If you hit Alt and then some keys on the num pad, then you can get some interesting characters. If... Ooh, spooky noises. I'd expect in an older country for there to be some older houses. Like, 1790s, you can probably go quite a bit older than that. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of your houses were around that age. Or at least having a lot more variety in the age of houses. There are pubs that are like 500, 600 years old. Yeah. $500, 600 years ago, it looked very much different where I lived. You know, the concrete powder in this build is really annoying. I think if I were to do this again, I probably would find some other block that doesn't require a block underneath it to stay up, but maybe for the next sections, maybe. I don't know. Is there any blocks that's really in between wool, snow, or... Yeah. Is there any other block that's around the wool concrete powder lightness? I know regular concrete is a little bit darker. Calcite? I think calcite is... I think calcite could work as a replacement. Calcite, I think, is a little bit darker than white concrete powder. Stripped pale oak? Oh boy, that... that many shulkers of stripped pale oak, and you also have to strip it, so it's also quite annoying to get. And yeah, pale oak does have a bit of a pinkish hue, which I don't think is necessarily bad, but if anything, I'd want a little bit of a blue hue. Yeah, you spelled hue correctly the first time. But you can insta-mine it, so it's not too bad. I have a mountain that I go to for calcite that's quite good. I've gotten quite a bit of calcite before, and compared to stuff like diorite and clay, it's not actually too bad. Did I hear something land? I don't know. I might be going insane. Okay. Next I need to work on one of these walls. So that will be quite a bit of warped stem. Or not warped stem. Warped warp block. There. Then the next layer is cyan concrete. Gonna get some cyan concrete powder as well. So, one thing that Axiom has helped a lot with in this build is creating these gradients. This would be so painful to just make this gradient by hand. So, Axiom really helped create some pretty beautiful gradients, especially this one. I really like this kind of cyan-y gradient. Just, in this build, I had a habit of using a ton of concrete. Especially concrete powder. I use a lot of concrete powder in this build because the ground, 1/3 of it is concrete powder. Up in these walls, if you look high enough, there's concrete powder. I don't know where else I use concrete powder, but I use a lot of it, and it's a very annoying block to work with. Both concrete and concrete powder. I was about to ask how raceable was this track with just a little bit I've done, and the answer would be not very much. I think there's a little bit less than a half of the course, the actual course done. And a lot of this area is just background. I might end up putting an extra build in this empty snow area because I'm so oblivious I only just noticed the music. Well, the music is a bunch of Mario Kart themed track. Nintendo, please don't copyright me. I guess you only noticed it since, like, me taking break from yapping. Yeah. That's why the music is there. Take a break from the yapping. Yeah, I'm also not really the kind of guy who can just yap and yap and yap for hours on end. That's why my streams tend to not be 70 hours long. And I think I would feel mentally dead if I did a 24-hour stream. Not just because I'd be awake for 24 hours. 6-hour just chatting stream? Yeah, that would destroy me. And a lot of the music that's happening right now, this is Mario Kart World. So Mario Kart recently added their new entry into the Mario Kart series, and I have downloaded a bunch of music from Mario Kart World because I think some of that music could be useful in video production. How can anyone just talk for 6 hours? You'd be surprised. There's some people who can yap for a while. I wouldn't quite say that you're too boring. You just wouldn't, I guess, drive the conversation in a place, and you'd need, like, questions, interesting questions to get you to talk. Like, you can't just yap about nothing and make it sound like something. Just chatting is Twitch's most popular category. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I would have to have, like, some sort of game going on. Yeah, on my own, I would not be able to, like, keep up a 6-hour stream. I think with other people it would make it a lot easier. My mother's home, so I might end up going on mute for a little bit. So if you notice me not talking, I'm probably talking with her. Because yes, I still live in my mother's basement or something. I don't know. Is that how the joke goes? One flaw in your smelter design. She's not downstairs, so she can't talk right now, but yeah, hello mom, who's currently 2 floors above me, or is it 2 floors or 1 floor? 1 floor in between. Yeah. Oh wait, for this section I usually have the layer section, or layer mode. This makes it easier to tell which blocks I should be placing. Oh, by the way, next season is my redstone season. I'm going to try to learn redstone, a new thing every video. Okay. Good luck. Does that mean that you'll call me over a bunch for those videos? And then I'll make a video. How I taught this redstone noob redstone. Or maybe alternate title, yelling at this redstone noob for a week straight. Or, this redstone noob doesn't know redstone, so I blew up his IRL base. These are all sound like great video ideas, right? Please subscribe so then next season I can pull off. This redstone noob doesn't know redstone, so then I blew up his IRL base. Only coming out once I reach 5,000 subscribers. Oh, brother. My actual brother's home. Chat, please make fun of this guy.
So I've been demoted to actual brother?
Yeah. Wait, my IRL base is my house. Yes. Red and Max in same guild? Yeah, that could be a definite possibility. And my brother left. You know, if my brother actually continued playing Minecraft, I think that he would be a pretty good addition to Guild Rock. But, you know, a couple years ago he kind of just stopped playing Minecraft. So, yeah, Guild Rock isn't gonna get him because he just doesn't really play. I have thought about jokingly logging onto his computer and his Discord and sending in a joke application, but I think that might be, you know, I don't know how the other members would like that. We should have teams that focus on random players and those who want to get better at it. Well, I guess I'm still wanting to get better at redstone. So it isn't like you reach a point where you are now good at redstone and you don't get any better. It's just that there are those who have more experience and less experience. No comment. Like, there are a lot of other redstoners that know more than me. Just, a lot of them don't really have a YouTube channel, so it's kind of hard to know how good they actually are. But there is a bit of a technical Bedrock community, and there's some pretty massive nerds in that group. This would help with early on in the resource farm building since they can work together on the same farms. Wolf rates me as the next best on the server after him. Okay. Well, a cow wolf kind of isn't playing on Guild Rock anymore, so I don't know. Words stuff. Anyways, where is the bucket? You asked Wolf for a redstone tier list of best redstone players on Guild Rock. I don't... What... I guess Hakon, I feel like he's pretty proficient at redstone. I feel like you, Sterling, have gotten quite a bit better since, like, first getting into Guild Rock. Oh. Akimitsu is pretty good at redstone. Just he doesn't do, like, a ton of redstoning on Guild Rock. Bean, from what I've seen, Bean, how much redstone have I seen him do? I feel like he's pretty solid at redstone as well. Yeah, I did mention Hakon a little bit earlier, but yep, Hakon knows what he's doing with redstone. I know that Super kind of thought of an idea of having a 1 to 10 scale rating at redstone. Just Sam knows add-ons quite well, so I'm guessing he would also know commands, and I think generally he's quite technically minded. I haven't seen a ton of his redstone, but I think he would be pretty good at redstone. Also, the question of comparing people on how good they are at redstone. It's kind of... But everyone knows Brooksy's the best. Yeah, of course. Brooksy's he's top tier. I think a cow wolf kind of just slipped up. Maybe forgot that... I don't know, how would you forget Brooksy's a part of Guild Rock, but... Yeah, I don't know how he made such a big blunder of not putting Brooksy as the lone S-tier redstoner of Guild Rock. You need to fix that stripped log? Go ahead, fix it. I won't stop you. I guess, for anyone who hasn't seen me do concrete conversions, this is typically what I do. I pillar up with 4 blocks, or 4 blocks per layer, pillar up with a few stacks, solidify it, and then break it all. You're off, Kita? Okay. See you, Kita. Wow, I made so much progress today. Wow. It's... I can barely see it. Why did I do this project? It has a... If you want to use my concrete farm, feel free. Wait, a concert farm? Which bands do you have in the concert? The Concrete Band? I don't know if I've ever heard of Concrete as a band before. You can do up to 4 stacks at once. Okay. I don't know how much more efficient that is than just placing the blocks and breaking them. I think the haste would help quite a bit. So it might be helpful to get a haste beacon way out here. If only I had wither skeleton skulls to get a beacon. If you're wondering, I don't need wither skeleton skulls. Please don't get me anymore. Wait, Red. Have you tried my maze? If so, was it any good? There was that one jump. That one jump that you modified between the times I've played it. That jump is harder than my parkour course. So, yeah. Yeah. That jump. That jump is worse, more unfair, and harder than my parkour course. I bet you that I can more consistently do the parkour course than that one jump. Little does he know, this is a bribe to make it so then I'll be the first one to complete the maze. What? But you know what, Max, if you want to keep that thing in, then it'll have a chance of stopping me, but it'll also stop everyone else. Max, have you hid the keys yet? Yeah, I probably would buy you out. You'll do it Monday, probably. Okay. That's in a couple days. If Max wanted to have, like, actual money, then maybe he shouldn't have a prize to winning. the prize that cost you 36 diamond blocks? Well, there's a lottery machine in the shopping district. If you want to risk it, you can go for earning over a stack of diamond blocks worth of stuff. I should probably go somewhere to convert all the concrete, but I think the amount that I need right now, going out to a place to convert it won't be worth the time. Since if I go to your place with, like, I would need to bring a shulker or something to make it worth the time, I think. Or like maybe 20 stacks. You don't have the money to bet on? Come on, Max. You could spend 1 diamond block and then win. So, what are you waiting for? Can I rig it to favor me? No. Yeah. For now, I'm going to say no, but maybe later I'll bring a bunch of concrete and then convert it. Also, on Guild Rock, sometimes blocks have trouble placing because Bedrock Edition is weird. Yeah. The Spring to Leg update kind of ruined that kind of stuff. Okay, the music is gone. Now, time to just get it back up. There. I retested on other servers. I'm wondering if other servers are just as bad. I've tried getting a server with a free hosting company that claims that they have locations in a bunch of places. But when I selected an Australian server, then it said that the server was in Australia. I did a ping test and the IP address is from Germany. And the ping reflects that of a server that's in Germany. But I paid for, well, I didn't pay, but it's free. but the free server said it was in Australia. Because I wanted to intentionally... I don't know if it's a scam or if it's just, like, they made a whoopsie. But also I didn't pay anything for it, so is it really a scam? That's... At worst, it's just, bad advertising. I don't know. People don't know how to check IP. Well, a catawolf taught me how to check IP. Or not check IP, but check ping. To anyone in chat that doesn't know how to check IP, what you do is you go to Google and then you insert IP address lookup, and then unless they add small extras. What do you mean by that? Small extras? It's free, but you can buy an optional pack. Are you thinking that, like, gang servers in other locations cost money? And they just have all the free servers in one location? Because I just wanted to get, you know, a free service that I could test to see if I had Australian ping, would I get the same issues as a catawolf? And I guess I don't know how to use any free VPNs to intentionally make my ping worse. No, if a free one that is the hook, and then they just have things they charge you for. You not trust free VPNs? Okay. Because there is a chance it's simply just the Guild Rock server that's causing the issues. Is there any way that you know of to intentionally... You're giving your VPN all your traffic? Well, if you only use the VPN for playing Minecraft during the test, and then immediately turn it off, or like uninstall it, then I think that would be safe-ish. But, is there any other way to intentionally destroy your ping? Like, is there anything I could do to my router to cause issues? Okay. Just move house to Australia? No. You could try logging onto Guildrock with VPN. Is there any way that you can check your ping with a VPN and then like maybe set the location to Australia? Can't log on to Bedrock other than an iPad? Okay. Yeah, I wish there was some way that we could fix that stupid packet loss thing. Because I think Carly had that same issue. So I think it has nothing to do with a cow wolf, like, and his specific location. I think it has either something to do with the server or like server and high ping. Hello, Arcus. Is it possible to have multiple servers around the world but linked together? That would probably result in more issues than it would solve, having more servers that link together. Why was I agreed with the meat ad? Because, meat. Please buy today. Today's sponsor is, what's a non-local meat company that I can just name drop? I don't know. Sponsored by Meats Incorporated. Get your meats today because, I don't know, meat is tasty. I think with the next Orbital Strike Cannon design, I'm going to have a separate video that will showcase how to build it, because it's a design that actually is useful to make, or at least it's an actually okay design that might make blowing your friends up more efficient. Of course, I'm not going to do it on Guildrock because I don't want to be banned, but on something like an Anarchy server, then it's not really a bad thing to have. So yeah, Max, your base will be safe for now. that for now doesn't fill me with hope. Uh, yeah, it shouldn't. I wonder if your cans get used on faction servers. A lot of faction servers have server optimizations that just destroy how redstone works. So, probably not. Do you know Craft Attack? I don't know that. Vibes to music? Exactly. This music is from Mario Kart 8. And this chorus, or the track specifically that this is, I think is Electrodrome. But yeah, Mario Kart music has very lenient copyright, so that's why I use it for something like a stream. I don't really have to worry about, like, I don't know, weird YouTube copyright stuff with it. I'm surprised you play with how Nintendo treats people. Well, I don't really do much Nintendo anymore. That was a lot more of, like, back in the day of the Wii. I have a Wii U, and, like, I don't have a Switch. I don't have a Switch 2. Haven't really, I guess, given them money in that way, but I guess there's some stuff, like, I know I've watched some Super Mario Maker content, and it's funny how Nintendo is banning a lot of the courses that some of the more popular creators are playing because they use glitches. Why put string instead of glass? The glass is a placeholder for string, so then I can see where to place string easier. You randomly come count and lobs it. Well, thank you. Welcome to my channel. I make stupid stuff with redstone, and I sometimes stream and do some other stupid stuff because doing stupid stuff is fun. Okay, well, there's different meanings to what love means. Clearly, in this case, it is not in any weird way. Like, I don't really need to say that It's saying that Lord Mutarox likes my content, apparently. Yeah, humans are just, you know, they can be weird sometimes, but yeah. End of statement. Especially my brother. Thankfully, he's not here to bully me for making fun of him. For anyone wondering, I'm joking, my brother's actually great, but... Okay, a few more layers, and this section of the wall should be done. Anyways, as a skeleton, you don't got a voice, so you can't be weird unless you're anime. What? I think that there's some sort of reference I'm missing out on there. Probably because I don't watch anime, because I don't want to waste weeks of my life on anime specifically. Don't look at my hour counter. What's going on? Max? Can you break down in English what's going on? No, it's just YouTube being weird. Sometimes it won't send my messages in stream properly. Do I need to repeat your previous statement? Anyways, as a skeleton, you don't get a voice, so you can't be weird unless you're anime. Can you explain that sentence to me? I'm just curious on, like... what does that mean? Oh. You'll send a screenshot? I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you accidentally copy and pasted the AI summary of what we're talking about. Because as we know, AI summaries are completely flawless and work every time. Okay. Got... Where is that? I know you sent something. Where did you send it? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there. That's why I'd rather be a skeleton than I'd... Oh, I was just missing heavy context there. I guess, why would YouTube even, like, stop that one? You said, that's why I'd rather be a skeleton than I'd just burn in the daytime. Why would YouTube even block that? Insert shrug emoji there. Yeah. No. Being a skeleton on YouTube is absolutely banned. Well, wait. Max actually sent a skull emoji in chat? How was he able to do that without being banned off the face of the earth? Or YouTube, at least. How long do you play Minecraft? Like, how long have I been playing Minecraft for, or how much do I typically play? Because I have been playing Minecraft for, like, I don't know, 10 years now. And, well, this season of Guild Rock started 11 months ago, and I have that many hours played. And that's specifically on Guild Rock. There's other things I've been a part of. Or at least, like, single player, experimenting, a little bit of PvP here and there. But, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I almost have 700 hours. I play Minecraft. Catwolf had 2,000 hours before he is taking a break until Minecraft decides to not make him lose half of his packets. Anyways, yeah, he had 2,000. Bean is at like 1,700. You're going to sleep now? It's 23 o'clock. Oh, that would be 11 o'clock. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, good night. Anyways, I think I'll be ending the stream there. I've been going for like 2.5 hours, and yeah, Sterling's been on for 4 months. If he was here at the start of the season, he would probably be at that 2,000 hour mark, just for context. I don't think I'm even 100. I've been mostly off this season. Yeah. I think you're like 86 or something. But wait, I can actually check. Add us. Okay. Just scanning for your hours. You're currently at 79 hours. Okay. See you, stream. See you next time. I'll stream when you get done. Okay. You can head to Arcus's channel, I think. I can quickly edit my description. One moment. Okay, I think when you kind of left for a little bit, you were taken off the creators list. Okay, where can I get to your channel?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Quinn Renee.
Okay. If you load the video, or reload the video, then it should show up. See everyone. And wow, that was perfectly timed. Minecraft just, well, the server restart. So,